This week we're going to do a yoga class using the chair. I'm going to show all different levels, so I want you to take in consideration on maintaining yourself at the basic level, and then if you're wanting to explore up into other levels, then you can see if you feel comfortable in doing that. The reason we're using the chair is sort of taking it in from chair yoga and Iyengar yoga. So there's two different purposes for the chair. The one is for the use of helping with balance, and if you're unable to do posture standing up for long periods of time, it's a great support. And in Iyengar yoga, it's used as a prop. So you'll see the different ways chair can be used in yoga. So I'm just going to start out with a basic warm-up. We're going to come to the edge of our seat. So your tailbone is right on the rim. And again, you can see the chair that I have is just a typical folding chair. This is probably of the best type of chair to use because of being able to move around it. But if you don't have a folding chair, any chair that is for a table is good. Not a lot of arms either, because we need to get onto the side of the chair. So we're going to take our hands in Ajnali Mudra. My feet are hip width apart and flat against the earth, and we're just going to take what we call sun breaths in a seated position. So you're going to swing your arms up, you're going to open the chest up as you rise yourself up, and as you exhale forward, you're going to pull through the belly and lean forward and swing the arms all the way back up. You're going to pull through the belly as you lift and bring yourself all the way up. So a modification could be here, and maybe you'll need to roll out of the posture. Another version is extending the legs and flexing the feet and coming down and reaching towards the feet and rolling up the spine. So find the version that feels good for you. Exhaling down, inhaling up, exhaling down, rolling up, extending the legs, coming down, and lifting up. And reach the arms out and in into Ajnali Mudra. Okay? So from here, I'm going to go through the Warrior Virabhadrasana sequence using the chair. The first is as we come up, we're going to slide over to your left side. And you're going to take your left leg and bring it back, or just have the knees drop. The right leg is squared, the pelvis is squared. Depending on what your flexibility is, you can try to extend the leg all the way out or just keep the knee bent, and you're going to lift yourself up into Warrior One. Okay, so it can look like this. Tucking the tailbone under, and then release. Going over onto the other side. So I'm coming over and extending my right leg back. Again, it can be here, or it can be very extend, tucking the tailbone under, reaching up, and pressing back, or again, knee bent. You're tucking the tailbone under. Your left sit bone is on the chair, and you're trying to reach yourself up. So this is Warrior One in a chair, and then release. Coming into Warrior Two, we take into the right leg will come out on an angle, depending on how much you can open up this leg to extend. Right knee over the ankle, pressing out. So this knee could be bent if this is too tight here in the hip flexor, and you're reaching out into warrior two. Here's reverse warrior with the right palm reaching up. Coming back into warrior two, side angle stretch. Making sure the shoulders are facing forward. Taking a deep breath, looking up underneath your arms. And coming all the way back up. Coming into a wide angle, and we're switching over to the other side. So your left knee over that ankle, right leg extending out, pelvis is open, you're reaching. Modification, you might be a little more bent. Warrior two, gazing over that middle finger, palm up, reverse warrior. And reaching up, inhale, exhaling, side angle stretch, pressing down through your forearms, lifting up, tailbone touched, and coming all the way back up, coming into the front. So here, as we come into a wide angle, we're going to take our hands onto our thighs, and we're just going to dip the left shoulder down. As you dip, you're going to look up towards the right, pressing out through your inner thigh. So this is a hip opener. And again to the other side. And lifting up. And rolling back, coming into warrior three. So into warrior three balancing pose. You can take the chair and push it against the wall. So it's a support and it doesn't slide. You're going to stand elbow distance away. You're going to walk yourself back, reaching the arms back, lifting up the right leg. Pelvis is squared. Neck in line with the spine. Bringing the foot back down and going and moving it back again. So you're doing almost like a little jackknife with the arms. Ears are in line with the arms. You're going to lift up. Pelvis is squared. Working on the balance. So you're trying not to grasp so hard on the chair as you reach. So this is like a full version of it. You could just come here and just try little lifts, depending on what your balance is, and feeling it. And then coming around and trying to do a downward dog. You use the seat of the chair for your hands. You're gonna walk your feet back as you come all the way down into downward dog. Opening up, you're gonna come and walk the feet back, hip width apart as you come into plank, pulling the stomach in, neck in line with the spine. You're gonna move the pelvis forward and up into upward dog. So again, these are a little more advanced movements. You're gonna come back into plank, moving back into downward dog. Again, moving into plank. You're gonna do a push-up pose down, sliding forward and up into upward dog. Moving back into plank, moving back into downward dog, and then reaching yourself forward and up. Moving again into a different version. So, different versions of the warrior sequence. A little more advanced. You'll be taking your left leg, you're gonna step it over the chair. The thigh of the chair, the thigh is on the chair as you reach yourself up.
So this would be your warrior one, as you plant down the back foot, opening up into warrior two, working into side angle stretch, lifting yourself up, coming and switching yourself back into warrior one, lifting the hands down. You're going to take this back leg, squeeze it through, bringing up that left leg into warrior three, pulling yourself back, foot is flexed, hip is squared, and bringing yourself all the way back and stepping up, coming onto the other side. So I would take my right leg, bring it over, full, warrior one, warrior two, side angle stretch, back into warrior two, twisting yourself around, pulling the leg up and through, hands on the seat of the chair as you pull yourself out into warrior three, foot is flexed, hip is squared. And bring the leg back, rolling up the spine, more advanced in downward dog is taking your hands on the bottom rail. You're going to go back into a full downward dog, coming up into plank, pulling yourself up into upward dog, plank, downward dog. Again, plank, upward dog, moving back into downward dog, and stepping forward. All three different warrior sequence. Hip opening. Could start into pigeon. Simple pigeon is just trying to take the right ankle above the left knee and opening the hip. And for some people, this is a big hip opening. You could also just bring it down here and trying to get the hip gently open from this section of the leg. But if you're able to get the ankle above, you're going to square your hips, lifting yourself up, bringing one hand to the ankle, one hand to the knee, and lifting up and folding over. And lifting and breathing in. And if you feel that into the side of the hips, you're gonna roll yourself all the way back up, and we're gonna change to the other side. So again, depending on how this hip opens, if this is too much of a stretch, you can also just try a little opening down here to get the hip open. Left ankle above the right knee. As you lean yourself forward, pulling the shoulders back, neck in line with the spine. And allowing that torso to get fuller in. And lifting all the way up and release. So that's one version of pigeon. Here's another version that's a little more advanced. You're using the chair as your prop. You're going to take your right leg, you're going to pull it in as you bring that leg up and through. Hips are squared, back leg back, squaring the hip, lifting up. You can use the back of the chair to pull yourself forward and down. Or lifting yourself up. And again. And reaching up, switching legs. So taking the left leg, bringing it up. See the ankle somewhat dangling. Knee goes through the back, pulling out the back foot. Hips are squared forward, leaning in. And up. Take a deep breath in, keeping that tailbone tucked. Take a deep breath in, exhale. And inhale, lifting up and turning ourselves around. Coming into a pose that we're going to come to the edge, working into some back bending poses. So you're holding your hands on the edge of the seat. Your upper shoulders or your shoulder blades are against the chair. Your feet are hip width apart. And you're going to lift up the pelvis into an arch as you tuck the tailbone. Chin can be reaching towards the heart center, or you can drop it back. And lifting and pulling yourself down. Sideways it looks like this. Feet are hip width apart. So you can think of this as doing almost like a bridge on the chair. And then up. You don't have to go full high. Just even tucking the tailbone up and down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, or hold the full version, lifting up and release. So a full version of a back bend in using Iyengar, using the chair for Iyengar yoga, is that you can place a pillow here for your head. You're going to slide your legs through. Sometimes people like to put a blanket here just to soften the pressure against the back. You're going to hold on to the back of the chair as you lower yourself down. Your feet are hip width apart, and you're going to roll down. Your head can prop to the pillow, and your hands, depending on the way that they can arch up. Some people, this might be too much of a shoulder opener, that their hands are just here. Wherever you feel comfortable as you reach, working yourself, tucking that tailbone under, coming into this back bending over the chair. Sometimes people just like to grab onto the chair and breathe. You might feel a little bit of stress through the heart. You're going to take a deep breath in and release. And again, inhale and exhale and inhale and exhale. You're going to come around and come out of the position. You're going to take your hand to the back of the chair. Elbows come down onto the base of the chair. Chin towards the chest as you roll yourself all the way up, coming around, sliding out. Move the pillows away. Coming into Navasana or boat pose, different levels. Sitting on again on the edge of the seat. Modification is just being able to lift one leg up, holding as you exhale, squeezing the knee into the chest. And then reverse, try the other leg. And then reverse, seeing if you can lift up both legs, squeezing in. Trying to do into maybe lengthening one leg. The other leg, again, extend and bend. You can try to do both legs as you balance, or bring both knees in and balance. You have the back of your shoulders against the chair, and again, lift. So this is all doing it on the chair into boat pose. And then release, knees into the chest, rolling yourself down, coming forward as you go into a forward bend, rolling up the spine. And release. Coming into the front as we do some forward bends. You're going to take the right leg out. You're going to lean forward into Purvattanasana, head to knee pose. Again, you can reach or keep the hand on the chair, pulling yourself all the way back up, reaching towards the other side. Lengthen, exhaling down. Reaching up, extending both legs as you reach. And reaching all the way up, and circle the arms around. And lastly, if you wish to do an inversion with the chair, one is just to have yourself, just your legs on the chair as you lay down, and just lay. You can also bring the chair a little closer, and as you lift yourself up, you're going to bring the sit bone to the chair, so it's a modified into a shoulder stance. A full shoulder stance is tucking the shoulders under more, bringing your pelvis down, and release, inhaling and exhaling. Bringing the soles of the feet back to the chair, sliding yourself down. So you don't have to go up high, you can just stay here. You can put the chair against the wall and use it as a support so that the chair doesn't slide. A lot of times putting the chair on your yoga mat helps too. So, and then I'm going to show another version of an inversion of a headstand. So we're going to get set up for that. We're going to take a little time out until I get that set up. The only recommendation is that I would recommend that you have someone spot you. Since I'm not there to help, to spot, to have someone with you before doing this, if you wish to do it. And you're going to see it from the back, and then my video photographer is going to go to the side and show you what it looks like. So you can take it in stages. It's an inversion. This is how Iyengar started with teaching headstands without allowing the head to touch the earth. Because these vertebrae up in the neck are so little, if you really, unless you really know how to get into a headstand using full core muscle, there shouldn't be any pressure on the top of the head. So you would start kneeling down, and you're bringing the width of the chair. Your head is going in between the chair, your shoulders are on the edge of the chair. You're using your hand on the bottom of the chair, and just even getting up like this for a lift and allowing your head to feel that release is enough. You can drop your knees back down and try it again. You can take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, lift. And you're gonna walk your feet forward. You're gonna bring your knees up towards your chest, and then lengthen the legs up towards the ceiling and flex the feet. Now you have the wall there if you wish to rest the heels against the wall. And breathe. You're making sure there's nothing on the head, tailbone tucked. Again, using your inner thigh muscles to press up. And you're gonna bring the knees back down into the chest and work yourself over and then down. You're gonna take a couple of breaths and reach yourself up. So Brenna's gonna come around to the side. So you get another version of it. Again, you do not have to go all the way up the wall. You're taking your hand on the base of the chair. You let your head drop down in between the two chairs. They're secure against the wall. You're feeling the shoulder blades against the chair. As you lift up, you feel the top of the shoulders on the chair. This could be as far as you feel comfortable. It might be a big pull in the hamstrings, so your knees might be slightly bent. So here, just working on paddling the heels and getting into the slight inversion. To come up, you're gonna bring the knees up in towards the chest. This would be where, if you had a spotter, someone would take your leg and lift, and then take in the other leg and lift, okay? So you're gonna lift up and lift Feet are hip width apart, and breathe. Couple of breaths. Again, if you have a spotter, they'll take one leg down and the other leg will follow. And drop the knees and rest. And come all the way down. So after your headstand, you can use your pillow and come all the way down into child's pose. Couple of breaths. Rolling yourself up. Coming back onto your chair. Sitting yourself all the way back into the chair. You're going to take the arms up. You're going to tilt over to the right. Inhaling up. Over to the left. Inhaling up. Bringing the hands down. You're going to work out through a twist to detoxify. You're going to pull back the right hip. So the right hip will go back. You're going to twist the torso towards the right. So the pelvis is pulled back, the torso, and you twist all the way around, taking that right hand to the back of the chair, holding the position, allow the shoulders to drop. Coming back to center. Twisting over to the left and twist. Allowing the pelvis to twist the torso, coming all the way around. And coming back to center. Pushing yourself into the back of the seat, feet grounded to the earth, hands to the lap. Working into some diaphragmic breaths as you just pace yourself. Take a deep breath in, inhaling up, exhaling, fold forward. Allow your belly to fall down onto your thighs, let the head drop. Rolling up the spine. Opening your eyes, giving yourself a nice deep breath, and feel the energy through your chair practice today. Namaste and thank you.